Tom, can you just maybe introduce yourself and what you do at Canyon Coal? And then just the first question is, procurement is one of the most important functions of a mining operation. How does one get involved in the procurement, and what route did you follow to become a procurement manager for Canyon Coal?
Thank you, Leon. So my name is Tom Pullen. I'm the Group Procurement Manager for Canyon Coal. I've had quite an interesting career where I've been exposed, fortunately, to a number of industries, including FMCG, retail, automotive, and the mining industry. The mining industry for me has been by far the most challenging and interesting. So a really exciting career to get into for any aspirant procurement person. I would recommend anyone who has a strategic vision, an analytical mind, attention to detail, and of course a passion for the function, to firstly get yourself qualified. It's good to get a solid degree or a diploma behind you to understand the theory thereof, but also the application or the experience is extremely important. What makes mining so risky or so complex is the sheer magnitude of the spend. You have massive projects that you have to procure for, quality, on time, at the best price. Therefore, even a small mistake can translate into dire consequences for the business, and therefore you have to make sure that you're doing everything right at all times.
Okay. What in your view does Minard do well, or Canyon Coal then, which is a subsidiary of Minard,
yes,
when it comes to procurement?
So Canyon Coal is very committed to the communities that we operate in. We take great pains in doing roadshows. We do communication, public participation forums, and workshops with our suppliers in our communities that serve us. We ensure that the bulk of the goods that are required are procured from the communities around us, to make sure that those communities are developing and that the SMMEs in those communities can thrive.
How does a supplier get added to the data list of Canyon Coal, for instance? And what advice would you give to suppliers and service providers to be on the radar of the procurement manager?
So firstly, my advice would be for the supplier to ensure that they know their business very well, that they are specialized. Our suppliers are actually an extension of our business. Because it's such a vast array of items and requirements that we have, it's a huge range of products that we need to procure and source. And therefore our suppliers are our experts. So make sure that you're an expert in your area. We can't entertain suppliers that are general suppliers. We would generally buy that stuff ourselves. So I would say specialize, become a real asset to our group, to Canyon, become an expert in your field, do the market research, ensure that your products are competitive in terms of price, and then it will be a lot easier to penetrate into our business. We do have a procurement email address that is dedicated, so that's procurement@canyoncoal.com. Please feel free to register there. What we will do is we will send you a link with a QR code that you click on, and that will ensure that you can upload all the necessary information and attachments that are necessary for us to onboard onto our database. Doesn't guarantee that you will get business from Canyon Coal, but it puts you on the radar, and if you have a compelling offering, we will definitely be in touch with you to take matters further.
Okay. Just one last question. What are the main challenges for a procurement manager in a difficult business environment in South Africa?
I think the main challenges as we speak now, Leon, is still the results of the COVID pandemic, where there has been a global constraint or global supply chain crisis. So we are still battling to get components, machines, various articles such as electronics still that have extremely long lead times. So your planning is absolutely critical. We deal with lead times from 1 day to 24 months. So we need to ensure that our planning is absolutely spot on. So it's that, and also coupled with, for example, the result of load shedding, the costs of fuel, etc., has resulted in very high inflation globally, as we procure globally and locally. So it is a real challenge for the procurement people to ensure that we keep the costs, that we manage the costs well for the business.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you. Thanks, Leon.